Yeah, it was a fascinating day, and that last 45 odd minutes was fascinating because it would have been very Bazball for Brendan McCullum and Ben Stokes to have said, no, let's declare now, let's have a bowl for 45 minutes. With that in mind, the Aussies started to S-house.
Yeah.
And were wasting time. Travis Head suddenly needed a helmet for one ball.
Yeah.
Then he managed to run off and give it. I mean, it was the umpire should have got involved, really. Anyway.
It was a brilliant day's cricket. It's when this format is at its absolute best.
5 for 2, you think, here we go again.
I know,
Joe Root's century. So much to reflect on now. I thought Brad Hogg was joining us first off. He is, isn't he? Yeah, Brad Hogg joins us first, former Aussie all-rounder. Hello, Brad.
Hello, Brad.
How we going, guys? Pretty boring day today. Only 9 wickets fallen. We've got to get back down here to Perth, I think. So, the Gabba, I don't know what the curator's done there, but well done to Joe Root. Finally getting 100 here in Australia. I'm so grateful to have been able to watch that and see him get his 100 today. It was just sensational, and it really sets the series up and keeps it alive now.
Not as grateful as Matty Hayden, of course, after what he said he was prepared to do. And no one wants to watch that, do they, Brad?
Oh, no. If you're going to the meat market down at your local shopping centre, you don't want to go and have a look at the little party Frankfurts down the end with a little toothpick in it, do you?
Oh, dear me. So, yeah, as you said, it felt like a sort of a whole test match in one day with England's kind of trademark collapse and then rallying with Root, getting the century, all the mayhem at the end of the day with Jofra coming out and sort of batting so brilliantly. It was just another absolutely nuts day's cricket. How do you think the Australians will reflect on it, Brad?
I think they'll be very disappointed, actually. I think they would have thought that they would have been able to bowl England out pretty cheaply at the back end, especially with Archer coming back in and Joe Root had just got his 100. Especially with the way that they just wanted to go on with the scoring as well and just swing from the bootlaces. So I thought they were going to get an easy wicket there, and so they'll be disappointed in that aspect. But look, at the end of the day, the other aspect of it, they didn't have to face a couple of overs last night tonight with a new ball, hard new ball in those conditions, which can be tough. Tomorrow's going to be very interesting. The ball got soft today. The Australians were talking about that ball getting soft. England tomorrow, they've got to try and bat for half an hour at least so that they can have a harder ball through that middle period where generally most of the wickets fall up there at the Gabba in a day-night test match.
Mitchell Starc seems to have the ball on a piece of string. Do you think Australia are slightly over-reliant on him, Brad?
Yeah, if you look at the bowling attack out in the last 2 test matches, he's picked up the bulk of the wickets. He got 10 for in Perth, and now he's got a 6 for here in Brisbane, and no one else has looked threatening. So that's a big concern for Australia moving forward. But you talk about fairy tales. So far, every first over of each innings, in the 3 innings, he's got a wicket. So with beautiful bowling. The ball that got duckered today was probably the ball of the day. The other wickets that he got, it was just typical bowling in Australian conditions, especially in Perth and the Gabba, where you get that extra bounce. When you know that the batsman's going to be chasing wide of the stumps, you just push it a little fuller outside off stump. That extra bounce, you're going to feed the slips, and that's what he does beautifully.
We know he's going to bowl there. The batsmen know he's going to bowl there, and yet still they chase it, Paul.
Well, yeah, therein lies the rub, really. I mean, Harry Brook he is a very frustrating player. He is a wonderful player, isn't he? But again, it was a pretty mad shot, Brad, wasn't it?
Oh, definitely, and I heard Stuart Broad commentating on Channel 7 over here, and I think he summed it up perfectly. When Harry Brook's been around for a while now, he's probably one of the best batsmen on the eye that we've probably ever seen. Just the way that he can take attacks apart, but he's just got to sum up certain situations, especially in that test arena. Mitchell Starc coming back in, you know that he's going to be threatening. You know that the batsman coming in next, Stokes, has had his troubles against Starc. You know that if you can wear Mitchell Starc down, you know that Hazelwood's not coming back. You put extra pressure on him, bowling long spells, bowling more overs than he wants to in these first couple of test matches, which puts pressure on him out the back end. So you've got to have those cricket smarts about you, and I just think that's one thing that he can add to his game. But, God, when he gets going, he's so good on the eye, and he took Mitchell Starc apart here in Perth on that first day when everyone else looked as though they were probably playing Z grade in the back park.
Now, another little sidebar in the Aussie camp is Nathan Lyon, who found an hour and a half before play that he wasn't going to be playing. And he chatted to Channel 7 afterwards, and he is not a happy man. They said to him, how was the conversation with the selection chair, George Bailey? And Lyon said, short. He said, like this one, he said, yeah, absolutely filthy, but I can't do anything about it. I just hope I can play my role in making sure I get the guys ready and do whatever I can to make sure we get the right result here. He is not at all happy. I mean, do you think that was an error or not? He felt he could do something on that pitch.
I feel like they might need him to do something different, yeah.
Yeah, look, especially when you've got Green there as well, bowling some medium pace, I think you can have that specialist spinner. And we only got 75 overs in the day. 70. I don't think even we got to 75 overs. So it was a slow over rate as well. So you need the spinner to make sure that you hurry the game up, keep it moving, and bowl some tight overs from one end. And I think it's great that he's able to express that disappointment to the world afterwards, because we're all human. And he's come out and he's been honest with it. And I think the other thing that he said too, he's got to sit down and put the pieces to the puzzle and just work out, right, how am I going to handle this moving forward? Obviously, he said that his team man is right behind his players, which he is. And the disappointment and the argument or the debate will be with the selectors. And I think as players, you've got to have the right to be able to have that or show that disgruntledness with the selectors and with the media to show that passion. So I think it's a great aspect of our game for players to be able to do that.
So I was. Glenn McGrath said earlier on he saw. I think one of the England players went up and congratulated Starc on what was then a fiver. And he said, they're all too nice, said Glenn. It's all too nicey, this. And we saw a lot of the Aussies going up to Joe Root as he left the field, shaking hands and patting him on the back.
Got it.
Do you think it's a lot of because of franchise cricket and the guys all know each other and play with each other quite often around the world in different formats? You think it's all getting a bit nicey, Brad?
Oh, look, I think it's. I don't think it's nice out in the middle. I think that it's a bit of argy-bargy. But when someone has a good performance or a milestone like 5 wickets, and I think the other thing with Mitchell Starc, he's just broken a record of Wasim Akram's as well. So I think that's the other aspect where England players were going up to congratulate him as well. So it's a huge milestone that Joe Root getting his first 100 in Australia, and the respect that Australians have for Joe Root, I think it's important that they do go up and recognise that milestone as well. So they were 2 very big milestones. So I think there's probably a bit of a big over, or how can I put it? It's I think Glenn McGrath has probably just been overstated the scenario at that stage.
Yeah. And
tomorrow, do you think, are we going to see Travis Head open the batting, do we think?
Yeah,
or
interesting.
Yep. I think Travis Head is definitely opening the batting, but the Australian coaches and selectors have said, just be careful. We could change the order up in the first innings and second innings. So I think Travis Head will open because that first session with the new hard ball in the pink test match generally doesn't do as much as that middle session. So I think Australia will try and make the most of that and get Travis Head out there as early as possible.
And just finally, in all likelihood, you would expect, Jofra may go in the first half hour, as you said. They may not put many more runs unless, say, they put on 5 or 10. I mean, from what you've seen of the wicket today, do you think sort of 335 would be sort of par for this pitch or not?
I think England are in a very good position at the present moment, and the good thing about it, they've got the spinner there, Jakes as well, that can hold up one end. I think you'll find that the Australians might try and attack him early, put pressure on Ben Stokes to bowl himself a lot more. But if Will Jakes can hold one end up and allow the quicks out the other end to rotate through that middle period, I think England could get on top of Australia here. But it's very important that they bowl tight in that first session. The ball stays hard for the middle session, and they take advantage of that. If the ball gets soft too early like it did today, it's going to be very close at the end of the day.
Brilliant. Good to talk to you, Brad. Thanks very much.
Thanks very much, guys, and well done to Joe Root.
Yeah, nice one. Thank you very much. There we are. And well done to Mitchell Starc. That is some milestone as well.
Jofra might get out there tomorrow. Paul, he might boycott. Might Jeff boycott it till lunch?
Well, you saw in that last over, was playing some lovely shots. They cut to the skipper, who was kind of looking around at everybody saying, "No, he's a decent batsman. You don't often get the chance to see him, but yeah, he was great." And
you might fancy 50. You never know.
Yeah, that was he on 31?
31,
yeah. You never know. Maybe 150 for Joe Root. See if they can see that. That would be a beautiful thing.